in the opening matchup and take away a map of NRG's. It's not going to be easy for them, although Wildcard do not have a bad Anubis record at 8-2. Yesterday definitely looked NRG were more than worthy of tying that up. We're about to hop into games, so let's speed run the last couple of maps. Your Ancient Map 2 picked by Wildcard, Dust to Decider. Again, as you said, just a complete copy and paste of what we had last night between these two teams. Wildcard again starting on the CT side, NRG on the T side. No side swapping here on the opening pistol round. Unlike the earlier series of the day, Susp is going to get a little aggressive. Sonic as well pushing through. JBA with Susp will go forward, and the two mid holders from NRG have been dealt with. Only problem here for Wildcard, A's now completely open as their three A players push through mid instead, and a bomb plant can come forth to the T side.
Good adjustment from NRG, but they still have to fight their way out at this stage. Down by a pair of players. OC on the back of side's going to have to come in big, as will his teammates up in heaven. Flash in to try to fight camera. Hext finds one. OC a second. Stanislaw inroads in response, but OC got a gush onto JBA. OC still on the back of side, but mollied forward. Has to try and take a duel. Susp is the one that wins it instead, leaving just Breeze, the other fiery figure for NRG, to try and clutch up. The diffuser's coming through, though. Racing forward, he can't find the bomb diffuser, and there is enough time for the diffuse to come through. Wildcard off the back of an aggressive play, retake the A site convincingly, and start things off a round in the winner's column.
Susp with 2 kills is a good sign, too, for Wildcard. He was critical in their later stage push on Dust 2 last night. JBA, another guy you'll look to have a good performance. Stanislaw had a very good map 3. Should not need it to have a very good map 3 if all goes well for Wildcard. But a good pistol round victory for them. Despite only getting 2 kills, NRG are going to go all in here. Mac 10's on a pair, Tech 9 for OC, and Galil's on Hext and Breeze. An okay amount of utility considering the buy, but it's going to be Mac 10's fast and furious in. Susp sprays away, does a little bit of chip damage, but nothing more. And another bomb plant forthcoming here from NRG, barring any massive heroics from Susp. Rotations are already in here from Wildcard, but it's a 5-man hold on the B site of Anubis. And a decent amount of utility still left to hold. It's being chucked in now, though, by NRG, which might actually give a window of opportunity back in. But the push from Automatic yields 1. Hext goes for more, but Susp back on Pizza. 3-piece for him. And while he might be losing health, he's still locking it down. Automatic and OC. Keep an eye on Automatic coming in from E-Box. OC around behind, dealt with by Sonic. Tap will force Automatic into Temple. And the defuse comes through. Automatic won't pressure. Will elect to save the Mac 10, which will be the best gun that NRG have into this next round. Wildcard, 2 rounds in a row, start things off, but they've been shaky. They've allowed the bomb plants. It's come down to the wire on retakes. Time has not been their ally. And so when the guns come through, either it's going to be more consistent for them because NRG will slow down the pace, or it's going to look worse.
Wildcard, though, consciously giving up the site, right? They're not forcing the issue. They're not being forced back by casualties. They're consciously letting control of the site go and relying instead on the retake. By not committing in towards B in that last round, for example, they maintain control of the platform and just sit on back site, making the host plant all the more difficult. Straight aggression down middle for NRG. Mixed results. Losing 2, but still finding 1 and a good amount of map control. A rifle upgrade possible as well, but JBA through the smoke finds Breeze. And this flank from Fozy, a little bit too influential as it finds OC as well. X the last, he's a Tech 9 in hand and some Kevlar. However, what can he really do with no bomb on his belt? Slow things down. Hope that someone re-aggresses in towards A, but it doesn't seem like Wildcard going to focus on that. Instead, sticking on the bomb proper and watching for the long play.
An extra kill would be nice for Hext. Would give a little more economic damage back to a Wildcard CT side, which doesn't exactly have the most money built up. But Sonic's on the right angle. He does have a helmet. And the range should be enough to survive a Tech 9 dink. It's only a matter of time before this round ends. And Sonic delivers the old 2-tap dirt nap to Hext. And a 3-0 start for Wildcard. Automatic will drop that op over to OC. Unless he wants to hold on to it, which would be interesting. Nope, there they go. Op to OC, rifle to automatic. Utility across the board for NRG. And no big green gun for Fozy over on Wildcard. He could have had one dropped over by Sus, but they're not going to go for it yet. We'll see if that op from OC can stir things up a little bit and give more of an advantage over to the T side. A little deep smoke will not deter OC from going forward, and the Susp actually dealt with early. Stanislaw running out of ammunition on an attempted trade, but Breeze in the meantime takes out Sonic before Fozy notches the first kill for Wildcard. Aggression from the CT side, and what do they have to show for it? But a man disadvantage and a lot of damage sustained.
And lacking a bit of utility as well. Stanislaw the only one with the full belt. JBA does have a nade, but nothing to be spoken of on Fozy. A lot more on the belts for NRG, and NRG have a lot of control as well. The player middle, player holding for the A main push with the bomb on his back. That's a bit precarious, but it is OC. They also have two towards E-Box. I mentioned all of this, and yet Fozy, in spite of a difficult duel in B main, pushed all the way through to T-spawn and caught a player in the back lines. OC immediately responding by going towards B and through E-Box. Wise call. They'll get the bomb plant down, but as long as Fozy lives, NRG are going to be fighting a retake on a divided front, and that makes this post-plant hold far more difficult.
They do know he's here. That's at least a bit of a boost here. The spray from Fozy does a lot of damage onto Nitro. Takes him down to 12 HP, but not quite getting the kill. More utility being prepped. A flashbang for Fozy. Stan has 2 flashes as well. No Molotovs, no nades, but JBA wins the first fight against Hext. Big piece to remove. OC's op still in effect here. Nitro up on Pizza. That's a big 1-2, and OC with the op will eliminate JBA before his health runs out. A narrow victory for NRG on the first gun round. But it works out well for them. They took advantage of the aggression proffered up by Wildcard. And now the very same team will have to go back in here with a bit of a weaker buy. An MP9 for Stanislaw, an MP9 for Sonic as well. JBA does have the diffuser. Good call there economically to make sure you have the diffuse kit. And a pair of M4s that opt for Fozy. See what it can do. Susp goes fighting, and that's a missed opportunity he had. Sprays away quite a bit, only hits OC once. And that is probably OC's easiest kill of the night.
It was a big missed opportunity for the M4. Got 3 or 4 shots off. Should have hit a couple of them. OC won't let that kind of mistake lie. Slowing things down now are NRG, looking for a second pick perhaps. Wildcard seem to be reading this pretty well. They're going for a bit of a gamble, primarily towards A and towards middle. This gamble's going to pay off though. No one's towards B. It's going to be an A main play. Perhaps a late flank from the likes of Automatic, if I had to guess. And here comes the play. Fozy finding the opening. That's contact taken. Now they'll race in. Utility thrown. Breeze at the helm. Sonic up close and personal on the MP9. We'll have to do a good bit. It's trades out. JB only good for 1. Breeze and Nitro finding 1 pop. The MP9 of Sonic good for 1. Fozy to support as well. Finds a second. The advantage secured now, but Fozy passes like a ship in the night. Oh, Automatic finds the first. Now he has to contend with that op, and he knows where it is. Plant down, safe. All on if he can pull the trigger first. If he can find that headshot. Automatic creeping back of cake. Fozy knows it's a possibility. Again, it's all on timing, and Fozy is too quick with the shot. Too patient on the op. Now NRG's single round victory will be isolated. Fozy snooping around for some grenades and utility. And he'll get that defuse. Plenty of time to do so. CT economy will not feel great after this, because they lost 4 with so little money in the bank. NRG, though, also in a similar spot, not quite able to buy AKs and armor. Probably going to go for a pistol round instead.
Yeah, half buy, armor, pistols, most likely forthcoming here from NRG, and it's a good round to go with this kind of a buy as well, because Wildcard are going to be lacking some utility. They're going to be only 1 helmet, actually. being missed, and that's on Fozy. So he'll drop over an M4. That's a much better call and a much better buy overall because of that dropped rifle than it would have been otherwise. Stanislaw still on the MP9, but what a good read by Fozy to sweat Automatic out. And against a veteran and a major winner like Automatic, that is no small feat to accomplish. Nice poise showcased from the Swedish Hopper. Automatic has a hero AK. That'll have a little more bite behind this NRG buy. With their utility now limited to 1 flash, 1 smoke, and another A main play on the cards. A little bit of a probe through middle, but the bulk of the team going A main. It's going to come down to some gunfights with JBA. Fozy can support, and JBA actually gets the opener over the boost and a lot of damage onto Hext as well. Reading that well from the young American rifler. Fozy will back through. His mid is wide open. He hears him from behind, and that's a first opener for him. Goes back with a sidearm looking for more. He'll run out of HP, but Nitro's running out of teammates and ammunition. Almost takes out JBA, who tucks tail and runs and hides. Flash in for him, though, to be able to find the in-game leader of NRG. Only 1 casualty. The op is grabbed over as well. So a much-needed stabilizing round economically for Wildcard, and now a timeout forced out of the NRG squad.
Timeout makes sense. They're beginning to feel the pressure. This is traditionally a T-sided map. That is most certainly the case for NRG. 53.2 on the CT, 64.5 on the T. Looking for Wildcard. They have a very solid CT side, specifically 65.2 and 53.1. It feels like their stats are actually flip-flopped and mirrored. CT versus T, respectively. It's also important to note that yesterday, when they went head-to-head on this map, NRG took it 13-5. Wildcard have already tied up their prior score here in the first 6 rounds. Very different look from them on this first and opening map of the series. Investments come through, very solid for both teams. Automatic making a compromise on a Galil, and Stanislaw electing to stay on the MP9. That was a voluntary choice. Maybe he has 2950 in the bank. OC again has his op to rival Fozy. OC is the one to open the round as well with a kill onto Sonic, a big first to find in E-Box.
OC being the tip of the spear. Good for NRG. They're actually all quite even, all separated by 2 kills maximum, top to bottom. But Breeze will now explode open towards B. Stanislaw and Susp get caught, and Wildcard again going hunting, and again being punished here. Fozy and JBA a chance to bring it back if they were over on a site. And Fozy actually still might be able to get 1 or 2 on the entry into the A site, which could spur a retake and make this winnable. But it's not a very likely round to win. He'll miss his 1 opportunity to get back into it. Tuck tail and run. And so, 5 alive right now for NRG. Automatic might just take down one of these attempted saved guns, if not both. And he'll be spotted, unfortunately for him. No extra damage for Automatic. And maybe no extra hunting for NRG as well. An AK upgrade for JBA too is going to be a bit nice. But still, they would have loved 6 here. Already equalizing their scoreline from last night is good. But you really want to grow this if you're Wildcard. You want to expand this lead early, sow that seed of doubt, and eat away at the NRG mentality.
Yes, you do. And your CT side is your stronger side. It's 7 or 8, ideally. Fozy and JBA, both towards T-spawn. Breeze is here, but Breeze will not hunt on 2 HP. I think keeping 4 alive, prioritizing that on the T side is a good idea to build up an economy of your own. The bomb will go off. 2 will survive for 1. 4 survive for NRG. Second on the board. Wildcard going to reinvest. Compromises being made. Stan on a FAMAS. Sonic on an MP9. There is good utility. There are kits. They're again going to look to isolate this 1 round victory for NRG.
The op's still in hand for Fozy, though. He's been good with it. JBA's been very good with his rifle. That's a big plus for Wildcard, Susp going forward again, has Sonic with him once more. The spray's doing damage, but not getting kills. And this aggression once more from Wildcard pays negative dividends. They're losing out instead, and now it's forcing aggression elsewhere across the map to try and re-establish control. Stanislaw and JBA forced forward. Hext waits for it. JBA, good trade. Needs a little bit of damage as well. In the meantime, mid is fully under the control of NRG as they'll waltz on through. Plenty of options once you have bisected the map. Fozy getting a little bit of an idea what's going on. Needs to hit the shots, though, and he won't even scope in. Just tries to shotgun his way through on that first contact. Sticking around a little aggressively. Run down by Automatic, crouching through. And now a combined 59 HP between JBA and Sonic. 1 and 2! JBA got 3! He sprays down all of them coming through camera. And hold the phone because Wildcard are back in this round. The young American is pulling it back for the Wildcard squad. And Breeze now up against his younger counterpart.
He has
1
HP.
versus 2.
1 versus 2, but 46 and 13. The issue is Sonic pushing the smoke, forcing the issue and getting the kill from camera. It was definitely doable for Breeze, but he had to isolate one of those first 2 duels earlier. And my goodness, JBA rocketing to the top of the board. He was already above his teammates, make no mistake, but now it's 14 and 3 with a 4K in that round. Running that bomb plant is massive. Wildcard not out of the woods yet. Still have to reinvest a lot of their cash. Stanislaw again on an SMG. NRG also hurting. Lil, Tech 9, lackluster utility on a couple. The game is getting scrappy as both teams try to stabilize economically.
Susp had a good early start, but now that he plays a little more passive on the site, he's able to win 1 and 2 duels as NRG try to train in towards B. Susp is still alive, has Fozy as well around. Flash for Fozy to peek. The smoke was blown away as well. Susp still alive on Plat, too. Able to get a reload off here. Somehow still alive. Finally put down by Automatic. Fozy's op still around, but Automatic, a great read, takes him out as well. Stanislaw and JBA rotating in. JBA coming the long way round. Stanislaw looking to flank on through behind. NRG pumping the brakes here actually gives Stanislaw's flank some legs to stand on. And timing is definitely going to be a factor here. Nobody's thinking of the flank possibility. Now finally OC will check it, but Stanislaw's crept on through. OC takes the fight, but loses that range to the MP9. The nade goes in to allow Stanislaw a little more room, and JBA will have to fight his way through. His in-game leader very low on health, but some support utility coming through from Stan in the form of that smoke. And JBA an opportunity to isolate this duel against Automatic. It's going to come down to timing here. Hex can't really help out his teammate. And Automatic spotted back Plat, and he'll actually finish things off from Temple. The double spray down onto both Stan and JBA. Wildcard, despite getting a couple of opening kills and a 2-for-1 trade on the initial entry, comes up for a moot point in the end, and NRG now within 3 with 3 rounds to go.
Automatic being a quiet rock for his team. Not doing anything sensational like getting a triple spray down. Contend with the likes of JBA, but keep in mind that was a 4K in that round. He got 2 on the Galil, swapped to the M4, and cemented that round in his team's favor. A very big one from him. It's not every day that Automatic wakes up. He's had some hit and misses. The fact that he's now here to play gives NRG something to grasp onto, but this scrappy force buy from Wildcard is doing some damage and ringing some heads. Fozy and Sonic finding 2 more. It leaves just Breeze alone. He's walking middle, Galil in hand. Well, he is one of those pairs of one of those 2 that you look to find damage, to be the top of the board. It's at a slow map, and a 1v3 might simply be too much to ask, especially when the bomb is dropped towards Canal.
He does have HP advantage with both Sonic and Fozy low. Put the bomb in a very awkward spot to retake, and Fozy coming in on the timing. It's actually Sonic to peek in, hit the insta headshot, and win that fight nicely. Good smart play by Sonic to toss the AK over to JBA too, so no MP9 save to get the AK upgrade. 7th round on the board, isolating the NRG rounds once again too, even more importantly. And the scrappy buy pays off. A little aggression with the pistols, always something that can stir up the pot. And it's NRG's turn to go down to the pistol half buy. It's going to be Deagles on 2 and a Tech 9 for Hexed. Nitro will join the party late, but another round where it's not a likely victory chance here for NRG on this T side of their map pick. Nitro is the only player with armor as well. Hexed is blind as a bat, and Susp will finish that off. Nice flash in from JBA, and Susp will continue his aggression. Moving up, has to be careful of rugs, though. A couple of players up in that vicinity. Spots the gun of one. Will back away and reload. JBA there to support his teammate, make sure he gets out alive. Good 1-2 combo. Breeze allowed to walk all the way out, though. Traded back by Fozy. A little bit of a lapse in judgment, but still forgivable considering the fact that it's a 4 versus 2 in the favor of Wildcard. They don't really have too much to worry about on the other side economically.
No, they don't. This pair have pistols and a dream. At least they have the bomb on their back to work with. Only one defender on A, but several in quick rotation. Eccentric hold. Spot from Susp. A very nice far away angle. Gets one. Nitro's Tech 9 does chip away Susp with a double dink. But a 1v3, and he doesn't go quickly enough. There's already defenders waiting in the site. Tech 9. Ooh. Second for Nitro around the smoke. Now things might get interesting. Fozy and Stanislaw need to play this together.
Double nade.
2v1 the nade as well. Yeah, as you mentioned, very important. Question is, can they throw that nade into the right direction? Because Nitro is slowly slinking into a post-plant position. A rifle now recovered. He has no idea where these two are coming from. At this point, he should glean the idea. He should know they're likely on the flank. They're likely together. Question is, can he stop the defuse once it begins? Nitro looking towards camera, still suspecting a split play, and that is his undoing. Fozy takes him down. Nitro makes that far closer and far more expensive than it should have been.
That's good economic damage, unfortunately, for Nitro. It comes in the second to last round of the half, so now Wildcard buying in. They don't have to worry about having any extra money left over. Helmets across the board. Only Susp lacks a defuse kit. And NRG looking at a potential 9-3 deficit going to the second half of their pick. Not the situation they thought they would be in, considering they won at 13-5 last night in this very matchup. Big difference between today and yesterday. Might even say night and day. I like this reposition from the op too. It has not been mid at all. At least not this aggressively.
He's up, volleyed away. Slow-ish start with minute 15 left in the round. No casualties to be spoken of. Fozy's heard though. That Molotov tick tells Automatic he's close, and Automatic tucked in should be known as a possibility. It's on timing, and Fozy simply doesn't have it. Automatic finds that, now drops into canals with control there. NRG looking to go towards A. Only one defender here. It's JBA, the monster you'd want in this position, but how much can he do from the back of sight? Should clear this angle hard. They do, and he does so much damage in spite of it. Nitro gets the kill. 3 versus 4, Wildcard on the back foot, but it's still most certainly doable. But the flashes from NRG are so timely and so suffocating. Osi gets the bomb down. Susp will entry out from heaven. Who kills him spoken up again? It's those flashes. A whip opportunity for Nitro. Osi does trade. Osi finds the second. Hex the third. 4-8. NRG stemmed the bleeding as we hit the halftime break.
feel royal with you. Cry like Impala, is it important for you? There ain't no bother, no, no. Ay, 1, 2, 3, just get over here. No need to be shy, no. 1, 2, 3, oh, I want you near. I need you in my life, boy. Oh, I feel like you and me got this chemistry. One look at you and my heart explodes. Just let me be the one you keep. I'll be right here through the hot and cold. Boy, I'll be loyal to you. No need for drama. Feel royal with you. Cry like Impala. Is it important for you? There ain't no bother. No, no. Ay, 1, 2, 3, just get over here. No need to be shy, no. 1, 2, 3, oh, I want you near.
We're back in half number 2 between Wildcard and NRG. One spot at ESL Challenger Atlanta on the line. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the call. And NRG with dual Beretta, dual Super Soldiers. No kit for the CT side. Meanwhile, it's Armor and Glocks, rather, for the most part on Wildcard. Smoke and Flash on Susp and JBA. Running it into the player's A main. The dualies only get, actually not, it's the automatic USP that finds something. But Sonic chimes in with a pair and grabs a third around the cake. Sonic's on for the ace as OC meets his maker as well. Hext is rotating in, and I believe he's been figured out by Stanislaw out in middle. Heard or spotted either way. Sonic back in main. No ace for him. Hex now on for the 4K clutch, but fire blooms in his face and keeps him at bay for now as the bomb ticks away again. No kit for Hext or anybody on NRG. A flashbang to stall more as Hext closes the ground. Has armor and those dualies, but Stanislaw, one shot is all he needed. And Wildcard, both pistols converted. 9 rounds now on the T side of things, and a force buy for NRG, which is either going to make or break this half for them. A loss gets Wildcard up to 11.
Make or break is the best way to put it, and they're putting a lot of stake in those CZs. NRG been pioneering that for a little while now in this closed qualifier. Kind of confused me. They have had some good success with the weapon, however. We'll have to see exactly how they choose to use them because they are pretty much unusable beyond close range. Hext and Breeze, 2 towards E-Box. Gonna slowly push up. They might even peek. Susp is here. He needs to be careful. Throws in the Molotov. They're going to swing him. AK in hand gets nothing. JB8 range will support, but Breeze with the 5-7. It's the trade and maintains an advantage. CZ up close, 1. No, it's actually Breeze to find that, and Breeze to find the second off the swing. Breeze a third for 4 total in the round. And this could make the comeback, but it won't break their spirits at the very least. NRG, something to work with now as they steal away the momentum from Wildcard.
That's a big one to take away from Wildcard, and they recognize the gravity of the situation by calling this timeout instantly back in. They're going to force here. Of course, NRG can expect that. It's Tech 9s and Deagles for Wildcard now up against the Rifles and SMG of NRG. Breeze has been big in high-pressure moments. And it's kind of funny, too. The one time where NRG is relatively even in kills is the one time they're struggling to win rounds consistently. That's not a good sign either.
It's not. I would not count Wildcard out of a round like this.
Oh, no.
Tech 9s. The way this core has been playing, sure, JBA is still at the top. Everybody's been hitting shots. Even Stanislaw is doing quite decent for himself as the IGL. Utility for a take or something quick and goofy. OC trying to take the duel at range at E-Box, but he's going to be smoked off here momentarily. Like a B-split is on the card. They nade open the smoke. But It's a mixed bag of results, 1 for 1. Automatic drop sus from window. Very well done to go for a secondary contact. Steal away the lead a little bit. Play still coming in towards B. 2 defenders primed and ready. Breeze 1. Breeze spamming the smoke, just so aware. Tags stand down to 40. And Automatic, a very timely play on to Fozy. Barely gets to the first. Breeze takes down his compatriot. Just the player in the box. M4 in hand versus 3. Little HP to work with. And no bomb on the back means he has to fight his way in towards B. The issue is 3 players are already primed and ready to take him down.
It starts with 1. The snowball can grow. That will give Fozy a little more information as to where they're playing from, but he's been spotted, and he will shortly be removed, whether by Breeze or by OC or Nitro. It's Nitro to get the kill. And so now only 3 rounds separating these 2 teams. NRG, another opportunity to close the gap is just going to be Glocks and maybe a couple of upgraded pistols here on the wildcard side of things. No gun round until round 17 here for wildcard. And again, the map pick of NRG. Pretty solid on the CT side of Anubis as well, especially yesterday. That's where they got the cleaner half against wildcard. Lost the pistol, won everything else. Hyper aggression coming through. Breeze all the way into B main. Hex supporting at a very long range. But Breeze has to be careful not to get overwhelmed here. He'll smell what's going on and back away. In comes the swing from the pistols. 2, 3. Actually, no, 2 for Breeze and a team kill. It was Fozy who took him down. And a dink onto Hext will send him running for the hills. A little more opportunity for damage here. And for wildcard, that's the name of the game. Take out the guns. Hurt the economy of NRG. A bomb plant, not very likely considering the situation now in the 2 versus 4, but another kill would not be bad at all.
No, a second and ideally a third would be the damage they're looking for. Bomb plant also would definitely help. As you mentioned, not likely in a round like this where they invest next to nothing. Spot middle. Nitro not going to come into the fight. Will swing with the flashbang, dropping JBA, and Suspect spotted crossing back for that rifle. No armor, it becomes all the more difficult. Nitro, the IGL of NRG, wins the round with that pair. Wildcard, though, finally back at bat with another rifle buy in hand. Lil for Fozy. AKs on the remaining 4. Good utility. Or okay utility, I should say. NRG not going for an op either. Only have the money to justify it. That's M4s and good utility for them as well. Full helmets also makes things difficult for that Galil and Fozy's hands, but we've seen it sing in this series already, so don't fight it off. Automatic, straight aggression. Susp though ready. Susp trip doubling down. Breeze a trade, but Fozy simply there immediately for the trade in kind. 4 versus 2. NRG continuing their aggressive stint, and this time it is humbled.
Much like what we saw from Wildcard's aggression early on their CT side, it is countered by the T's. OC up close and personal, not expecting Fozy right around the corner, eliminating JBA, but not the next player in line. And now it's all up to Nitro in a 1 versus 3. A save would not be a bad idea, considering he would not be able to buy into the next round. Everybody else can. Although Hext and Breeze will be limited in terms of utility and maybe even firepower. The save call does seem to be the call here from Nitro. And Wildcard will grab double digits. Nitro not going to attempt the retake. Has a Molotov and a smoke as well as a kit. Helmet too. And a critical gun round victory here from Wildcard into the later stages of map number 1. Ancient is map number 2. Wildcard do like this map quite a bit. And they're not going to hunt Nitro down, so that M4 will stay alive. But still, quite a bit of Counter-Strike to be played here on map 1 before we even get to Ancient. Wildcard making a good gun round happen.
Yeah, convincing needed. NRG's economy is on the cusp as well. So Wildcard win this, it's 11, likely 12 off the back of it. NRG know the importance of this round, calling a tactical timeout immediately. They're pulling out all the stops as well. Op for OC. Gonna be some concessions though because of that op prioritization. OC has no utility and no helmet. Breeze has an MP9. Automatic has a FAMAS, which is dropped over to Hext. Enough money to buy a rifle for himself. Timeout will conclude. NRG Do they go aggressive again? Do they triple down? Or will they play more standard Counter-Strike in this round 18 of Anubis? The next factor is going to be the op. OC, he had some nice shots over on the T side, but was quiet overall. Now he has to prove that it's worth its weight in gold because it gets a full fleet of AKs on the wildcard side.
Aggression towards A-main this time from NRG. It's the op of OC and his in-game leader around the corner. JBA, I believe his shadow shows because OC notices something, gets ready for it. Plenty of options. Swing comes in. Nice shot from OC, and Nitro follows it up with a critical kill onto Susp as well. A-main control locked down, but Breeze trying to get a little hungry on the flank gets punished, opening up a little bit of space for Wildcard to operate with. Stanislaw has mid control in his hands as well. That gives a lot more for Wildcard to work with here. With a good amount of time on the clock, they might be down a man, but there's still opportunities here for them to be able to find something, especially if NRG split the defense at a 2-2 split. Seems to be the case right now, and actually Automatic's not even technically on a site. He's in CT watching middle. So a lot rests on Hext's shoulders, which not a bad player to put a lot of pressure on. But for NRG, they can't afford to lose another round here.
No, they can't. Hex needs at least one. Maintain that main advantage. Going into it would be a site take. Two would be nice, but if Hamas, a quiet map for him, doesn't bode well. First secured. There you go. Second one also found. Critical second for Hex. Now he can buy time. Fozzy's just waiting in place. Nade should finish off Hex. There we go. But a 1v3 now seems near impossible for Fozzy. He's had a good map with players approaching from all sorts of different angles. Going to be highly unlikely. Doesn't even expect the player plat. It's automatic to get the kill from the side. NRG stay alive, keep 3 alive as well, which helps their CT economy a little bit. Should make their buy okay going into the next round. Can't take anything for granted. They're still behind by 2. And the CT economy is still a very fickle thing to manage.
It's always a fickle thing to manage. The T economy not being fantastic will give NRG an opportunity to grow a bit more economy here. Stan with the Tech 9. He's taking the hit for utility. Everybody else AKs. JBA and Fozzy, 1 piece of utility each. Smoke and flash respectively. Sonic only a nade and a Molotov. No op to try and counter OC. Molotov explodes in air. Automatic's going to be forced away from that, expecting it to bloom in his face. Has to back away instead. And right now for Wildcard, they're looking for an opening pick, which is not going to be granted to them. NRG are not playing aggressive this round. Changing up their pace a little bit. Trying to force Wildcard to make a move. A late peek towards Canalzo could yield up Susp as he's caught in transition, but he's going to be able to deal with 2 as the op tries to trade out his teammate, and OZ's domed as well. Stanislaw fells Automatic, and now in come Wildcard again. They're expecting 1 on each site at this point, and Breeze is in between a rock and a hard place, spotted by Sonic. Susp can come in from behind, and he will not miss again. A 3rd kill and a 3rd headshot for Susp, leaving it all down to Nitro. Stanislaw moving through middle. Nitro is in no man's land. 1 kill, sure, but Bomb is down. 1v5 to a 1v4. 11 rounds, all but secured here for Wildcard.
All but secured. The economy of NRG wasn't given time to stabilize. You can get Automatic, Breeze, and Hext all below $1,000. OC below $2,000. Nitro's the only one that can drop it. He can only really drop 1 rifle. Tough task for NRG. Tough ask as well. Do we force buy, knowing it's going to be compromised? We're down 11-8. Knowing that if we lose that already unlikely force buy round, we're going to be likely losing the map off the back. Or do we save and fight for overtime? Sonic trying to hunt this player down. Might even find it. That's it. Okay, it's going to have to be a save. And likely Wildcard taking 12 off the back of that massive hunt of Nitro.
That one really starts to tighten the vice on NRG now. Again, their map pick, Ancient, did not go great for them last night against Wildcard. Their 3rd and final timeout being called. That Ancient map 13-8 in favor of Wildcard. They might be able to do that on the map pick of NRG here and now. At the very least, should be able to get to 12 with a relative ease. Although, NRG are looking like they're going to force all in. They're not going to play for overtime here. And this could catch Wildcard off guard. If you're Wildcard, you're definitely not going to expect this full investment, although I'm not sure why OC, unless he buys a full belt of utility, there it goes. A little more utility. He could still get extra, though.
Or an MP9.
You're going to go all in. Full send it.
Yeah, I don't know what the call is there. See exactly if he can find success with that CZ. Again, he's had a quiet map. Full A case for Wildcard, not trifling with the op. It has worked out for Susp. Ozy finding some space in middle, looking for automatic. That CZ, though. I've been questioning it time and again, but it's finding damage. Automatic gets the opener, albeit at cost of HP. He'll drop that rifle over to his teammate. Kill secured. Incredibly important as well, giving NRG a slight edge in terms of manpower, despite the lack of overall weaponry.
An extra rifle will go a long way. Wildcard beginning to move their way up through mid. More passive hold this time from automatic, but the inroad towards A wide open. Good Molotov. Holds the line for now. But as it fades, Wildcard march their way through. Silent flash in. This will reveal the positioning of everything, but OC can't get anything with the AK. Nitro around, run down, but still able to get one kill before he falls to Susp, who will get that bomb planted here momentarily. 3 versus 3 on the hold now for Wildcard. No real hold utility, no Molotovs, just a smoke and a flashbang on a pair of players. JBA and Pool survives the flashbang, deals with Hexed, and Automatic, who started it all in the round, is the last one standing with nothing to stand upon. 12 for Wildcard, just 8 for NRG, and they went all in, barring OC in this round. Their chances beginning to run out in this map, and quickly.
It's dire straits when you're saving body armor and a CZ in round number 20. Exactly what Automatic's doing. Tucked in middle. Could have found one if they chose to run through, but Sonic's not going to do that. Holding on to his own rifle. 12-8. 4 map points for Wildcard on their opponent's map pick. It's a pretty stunning reversal of the outcome that we saw last night. It was a 13-5 in favor of NRG on this very same map.
Definitely not what you would expect here. Automatics all the way through Canal and outside of A main. He ran through E-Box. Wildcard are playing for anti-aggression. They look poised. This is a team that has won a couple of more online tournaments in recent days and is learning how to win. Now they just have to qualify for LAN, but it's 2 kills out middle for the CT side. Susp is unable to get more, although JBA from Rugs will level it out to a 3v3. Aggressive peek from Breeze, and JBA is not daunted by the task. A site open. Wildcard, I believe, have figured that out as well as Susp dive bombs into Canals. Knife out running are the T's in towards A. Rotations here. OC and Nitro, they have utility, but the utility will be not stop in through the site. He just in the bomb down to dirt. Ozy off. Susp and JBA AK. JBA on 42 HP and the op out in middle. So it's really up to the AKs to hold down the side. Full belt of utility, has not used any of that yet. And Fozy's push through mid is going to reveal information as to where the NRG players can be coming from, either long flank or up through heaven. One from Fozy, he has Nitro, and OC pushing out, caught by JBA. It's 13-8 for Wildcard, as they are able to overturn their loss from last night on this map and take it relatively cleanly against NRG, setting up their map pick as map number 2 with ESL Challenger Atlanta now on the line.
big response from Wildcard in spite of
For the most part, it was relatively clean. They didn't rely on anybody to have a super stellar performance either. Sonic, I believe, was the highest performer on that map for them, but it wasn't such a head and shoulders Hext-esque performance that we saw in NRG's earlier series today. And NRG just looked outclassed, out-read, out-aimed, out-team played, out everything on their map pick. And as we head into Ancient here, it's Wildcard on the T side. No kit for NRG. They do have Hext on the dual Beretta Super Soldier. But for the most part, Wildcard have a read. Breeze does get one on the Stanislaw, but OC pushing through, run into by JBA, automatic trades. That's the bomb actually down at the bottom of middle. And this is a massive opportunity for NRG, a team which technically struggled to win pistol rounds. They have a golden opportunity ahead of them. Susp needs help. He's all alone. He's able to deal with Hex at range, but Breeze trades him out. Fozy and Sonic coming in from top middle down to bottom mid. And I believe they have the information of where these players are as well, but it's not going to matter when Nitro's hitting shots like that. All up to Fozy now. And if he's able to isolate a one-for-one duel against either Automatic or Nitro, it becomes winnable, or rather Automatic or Breeze. That's a nice dink, but it's not enough, not nearly enough.
No, not enough. Has to win one of the fights cleanly. He's worried about getting crunched in upon in unison from both top of Cat as well as two from Spawn. Simply too many numbers to deal with in that situation. Good play from NRG, again, getting aggressive on the defense. I think they had an inkling that it was probably going to be an A-site split, so they cut off one half of said split and dropped the bomb on the ground. Very well done from them to win a pistol, which again, as you mentioned, they historically struggle to do.
It's a good pistol round win. No bomb planned for Wildcard either, which means that they're not going to force back into this one. A deagle on Susp and JBA. Just a little bit of a damage dealing possibility there. But it's going to be a nice easy farm for NRG. Automatic with 2. OC1 on the MP9. Just the deagles left. And just the deagles bleeding out. JBA last one standing. Not a kill goes the way of Wildcard. But they'll buy AKs here and now. And this is where the real test begins for NRG on their CT side of Ancient. They looked quite good against Nouns on this side of the map. Wildcard are not Nouns. And in current form, Wildcard significantly stronger than Nouns.
I agree. Wildcard looking stellar. Again, very much earned this spot in the grand finals. Without dropping a series yesterday. Early aggression middle for Wildcard and not much contention from NRG either. They'll nade up in the smoke towards red. That's Breeze doing some chip damage through there. More or less hands off from the CT side, instead focusing on their sights instead. Breeze rotating to Donut now to watch from afar. 3 towards B. Player floating around watching both B and bedroom. No kills for either team. NRG, of course, on that bonus. 3 MP9s, excuse me. So us compromising on just a Galil. Not much utility left for Wildcard, and they haven't even gone for a site take yet either. Only 1 smoke and 1 Molotov with a pair of flashes. Not enough for an actual proper site take.
No, it's not. They're going to have to really win this by virtue of kills, eliminations, and that flank from Fozy, that mid pincer he enables them to do with his position in house. That is what most of this relies on. Smoke going in. Automatic needs to get cleared out here if Wildcard want a chance to win it, and they do it clean. Hex trying to come through that smoke, walling him off, but he can push on through that. He will push through. Nice trade there from JBA. Stanislaw and Fozy in the meantime, getting a couple of kills here and there, leaving OC in a 1 versus 4. Fozy has been spotted. Does he expect somebody coming in from his side, though? Headshot 2. So Wildcard win the first 1 round they have available to them, and NRG's money is not fantastic at all. I would even say a half buy is not a bad idea, considering their economic situation is not fortuitous.
Certainly would not be a bad idea. They're going to go for it. Automatic Nitro getting rifles, as is OC. They're going to lack some utility. Better than I would have expected overall. 2 FAMASas for Hex and Breeze to round out the buy. Full AKs, though, definitely favored in this situation. 1 Once more, Wildcard going for mid control. Automatic trying to vie for some resistance, but he gets nothing other than damage onto Sonic. 5 versus 4 secured for Wildcard early on. Again, once those rifles come through, they are hitting their stride. Here in Red Room. Spotted the shoulder, but still Hext wins the duel. Bozy taken down. He was the lone player lurking towards Donut. Wildcard have shifted gears and are now looking towards B. Hands-off hold from NRG. Only one player here, very passive, holding the cross out of Cave. The rotations are in quick order.
Susp with 1, Nitro doing damage, but also sustaining a lot of his own. The nade could be catastrophic. It will only tickle Hext instead. Bomb going down. So little health on Susp, Stan, and Sonic. A lot rests on the shoulders of JBA, but he has been more than up to the task throughout the course of this evening so far. A lot on the timing, though, and he gets caught by Breeze. That opens up the entirety of this round now. Sonic coming in, great free fire, and a second on a Nitro, too! Drive-by headshot, leaving it up to Hext now. No kit for him, and time will now become a factor as it begins to dwindle away. Hext grabs the M4 and calls it quits. He'll wave the white flag, a tactical retreat at best, and Wildcard will tie it up at 2 apiece here. They do sustain 3 casualties, but that was a force back in by NRG, who will have nothing but that saved M4. Wildcard a chance to grab a lead early on the T side now, and begin to build a little bit more space between them and NRG.
Build up some space, build up some confidence, and importantly in this round, build up some cash. This one clean. There's only one rifle in play for this CT side, as you mentioned. Wildcard. Well poised to find that third and potentially more off the back of it. Heavy lean towards A in this round as well. It looks like it might just be a straight either contact play or execute into this site because the whole team is here. One's holding the mid press. 4 are either in A main or outside of it, lining up utility. While it isn't a stack towards B necessarily, it is a hold towards B and middle, meaning this site is free and open for the taking.
Yeah, nobody even close to Donut either. Molotovs, smokes will wall out any rotations through Temple or CT. Bomb can go down nice and easily for Wildcard, and NRG will probably send bodies to the problem and keep Hext alive. There's no reason to save the USPs or the P250. Saving the M4 from Hext, that does make a difference, and it's actually hunted down. 1-for-1 trade. Now, don't let that get saved over is the next goal for Wildcard here, as they will have a third round on the board. Do you think it's too early for NRG to call a timeout into the next round, Nate?
No. But I wouldn't hate it if they also waited another set of rifle rounds. To see what they go for. Fozy finds 1. This exit's going to lose 1. Yes, it does. Okay, it loses 2. Nitro finds that pair. He falls to the bomb, however. That round is nonetheless expensive for Wildcard, which I said was their primary avoidance in this one. NRG called the timeout as you posited they would. Early on, proactive. I can get behind it. They need to be rather frugal with their second set because 3 timeouts in regulation. Bozy is going to pick up an op for this T side. No rival in OC for NRG. Good utility for both teams. That op is going to potentially be an X factor for Fozy to pry open this round.
Using the op on the T side when nobody on the CT has it might be a little difficult for Fozy, but he's shown a good ability to get kills up close and personal. Nades down into middle, doing damage to Automatic and Breeze as they begin to push on through. Down bottom middle, Breeze below half now as he'll continue to spray. Eventually forced to back away with no success on their mid incursion. NRG gathering up space and troops towards A, but they decide to go for a 3-1-1. This is going to open up a lot of room for Wildcard to work with. They spot out one in CT. It's a wild spray from Susp that allows Automatic to get a pair of kills. He's still alive and kicking, beginning to push forward in towards Donut. Breeze is joined by Hext as things go horribly wrong for Wildcard, losing 2 more to Nitro this time. All up to Stanislaw. He'll spray away, tap through, and only get 1. That's not by virtue of the timeout. That's by virtue of missed kills and a round which NRG cannot count upon again.
No, that was the individuals waking up for NRG. Expected them to come into this series with that much gusto, given their prior engagement versus Nouns earlier in the day. But it's better they wake up individually now rather than later, because there's not a lot of room left for them. Wildcard going to 4 spy. It's going to be scrappy, lacking a lot of utility. Mac 10 for JBA, Tech 9 for Stanislaw. Never discount Wildcard. That's the main takeaway from this closed qualifier. Aggression in middle for both teams. NRG, though, forced the T's away. It won't stop Susp, however, up top of Cat, finding 1. And Fozy as well, pushing into B, finds a 2nd, exploiting the emphasis towards middle and getting a lot of inroads towards this B site. Sonic re-aggressing middle, drops Breeze, while Nitro finds Fozy elsewhere. Hefty advantage for Wildcard as they transition into a mid to A site take. Perfectly read because both CT players are on B.
And the 2 CT players will presumably try and save once the bomb goes down. A 4-man hold, very hard to supersede. No kit for either. And yeah, saving on the B side here for NRG with Wildcard getting a lead again. It's not been the cleanest half for Wildcard. They've had a couple rocky moments. But so far, they're still holding their heads above water. They're growing. They're getting rounds on the board. They're coming out of this now with 3 AKs. Maybe even a little bit more. Yeah, they're going to upgrade that Mac 10. That's why 3 players working through Snake. Yes, they're hunting. But also, they want to make sure rifles are brought into the next round. As NRG can buy back again, Nitro can drop the op back to OC. He can drop a rifle back to, let's say, Hext as he's low on money. Breeze will buy. And there's going to be guns again for this CT side, but Wildcard, they can now isolate and grow. It's going to get very difficult for NRG to unseat them down towards the tail end of this half. So much opportunity for Wildcard. They have to capitalize on their opportunities. They cannot let them go fleeting again. They cannot lose those fights like they did 2 rounds prior. They have to find a way to win those fights or 1-for-1 trade. If they can trade out, they'll be fine. They can't let players get double kills.
They can't. OC is the one this time to have the op, whereas rival Susp is still on the AK. Susp has been right at home with this rifle. We saw it in map number 1. Hexon of Famas is a little bit worrying. It's an A-site lean with Susp lurking outside B doors, showing presence. Smoke towards top cat, potentially for some mid control. Yes, that's exactly where Wildcard are transitioning to. Famas up top, can't spray. Automatic will trade. Slowly getting chipped down as well through that smoke. Breeze next to Bat and Donut catches 1 jumping up. Nice off angle for him. And the swing on Catwalk does not pan out. Breeze does at least find a trade to maintain the advantage. And OC on the op does stabilize things. There we go. He finds the bomb carrier from red doors. Nitro holds steadfast at bottom B doors. NRG shut down the play from Wildcard. Tie us right back up at 4 pop.
Wildcard are struggling to find consistency on the gun rounds. And that is something that they will need to rectify if they want to have sustained success here on this map. It was a 7-5 CT half for NRG last night that ended at 13-8 in favor of Wildcard. Wildcard, you can't count them out of a round. We already saw them win a round with less weaponry than this. Automatic going into middle. Susp will spray away, and Automatic walked right into that, as Sonic will pick up Breeze as well. Hext will move on through the smoke, run right into Sonic, and Sonic will realize what's happening. 2 kills for him, and 2 players left for NRG, 1A, 1B. Sonic traded eventually by Nitro, who now reveals his position by virtue of that kill. The bomb beginning to move over towards B. Fozy holds up and wins the duel a little bit late, but better late than never. And so OC's op will be the last standing player for NRG. 5 rounds now for Wildcard, at least equalizing what they did last night. And if they can get to 6, even better. 7, they've won the half. 8 is domination in half 1 on map 2.
It would be Stanislaw and JB at this point looking for upgrades. Play middle. So influential from Sonic in that double. OC saving with the op finds JBA. That was the Galil wielder. Now they're going to continue their hunt. They don't want him to have this op. How important it may be. He finds a second. Does he get the third? Maybe. No, they're both flanking in. Very well done from Wildcard to play that one together. They lose a couple more. Hamstrings the economy a bit. Dropping that op is far more important than losing a couple players. There will not be an op in this following round for NRG. And that compels a timeout from them because their economy is all over the place. Only one player able to even get an M4. That's OC. In spite of that, they're still going to force in. Moss for Breeze, MP9 for Hext, 5.7 for Automatic, CZ75 for the Captain, Nitro. Versus a full fleet of AKs and the op for Fozy. Are we going to be dropped over? You're not. See.
Another force. NRG love these forces, but at this point, they don't really have any other option but to win. They can't afford to lose this map. They already lost their pick. They need to bring this to Dust 2 if they want a chance to qualify for ESL Challenger Atlanta. No kit, though. That'll make things a lot more difficult for NRG to win. And now some B pressure again from Wildcard. A push in through the Molotov. Susp knows what's going on, and he will spray down Hext. A good flash from Stanislaw to help him out. A little bit of chip damage onto Automatic from that nade as well. Susp beginning to get his legs going once again. But he won't overextend. He'll bide his time and allow his teammates to clear up the B side proper. 3 players, now just 2 here as Nitro is removed succinctly. OC 1 for 1 as JBA trades. Automatic caught by Susp. And Breeze this time, the one on A, left alone while his teammates fall around. Wildcard will have 6, and the force buy yields nothing but 1 kill. That is not enough. Even an exit from Breeze is not enough to justify a force buy. And that's if he even gets to save, which he does not. Sonic a great headshot through. And it's going to be a full save now from NRG. Wildcard a free 7th upcoming.
Free 7th, maybe even more off of it. Potential of 8 in this first half. Which would be a statement from Wildcard. First half, the last time they met up was 7-5 in favor of NRG. Full stack in middle. 3 donut, 2 in red room. Still goes for Sonic. They swing out trying to overwhelm the players in middle. They're not successful in that endeavor. Only 1 kill going the way of the USPs. Quick end to that round. Mercifully so. 7-4, 8. Potential, as we've mentioned. NRG, though, another rifle buy in hand. They're lacking a bit of utility. There's no kit in play. They do have full rifles, including an A4 on Hext.
A4 is good for multi-kills. Good for spamming. But Automatic's going to eat some nade damage early on. That's not a good start for NRG, who do not have much utility. No kit again to go for a defuse here in the last round of the first half. Fozy looking for somebody to cross into his vicinity. Be a nice and easy pick to start things off. Instead, it's Susp to make first contact with Nitro. Fozy goes for the wallbang shot, and he'll find a kill. I did not see any crosshairs appear on the screen. Apparently they did, because he got the trade onto OC, and the damage is not favoring NRG at all. The trades, of course, do not favor them either in the 4 versus 4. A little bit of A control as well by JBA. Nobody on the site proper once more from NRG. This has become a very consistent position for them. And Wildcard are goading them into these peaks now.
waiting for them to get desperate at this point. Isn't a bad idea with this much time left on the clock. Only a smoke and a flash. Make that just a flash left for NRG in this final round of the first half. Cozy going to regress into B. There's no one here. Instead, going towards Cat, and Stanislav is watching for the swing comes in. He misses the opportunity. Bombs on the ground. Now things might get interesting. Nitro, the IGL at the helm, finds a second on Fozy thanks to that whiffed up shot. And now it's Sonic's turn to go for a flank in towards Cave. Is it being held for? The answer is yes. Automatic finds him. 20 seconds left for JBA. Jumping up, Cat, he's spotted. He's beheaded. 5-7, NRG stemmed the bleeding as we hit the halftime break.
Wildcard up by 2 into the second half of their map pick. They took out NRG on the map pick of NRG, 13-8. And now they're setting up to try and take their map pick by a more dominant scoreline than last night's 13-8 on this very same instance. It's Boggs and Pineapple Phillips here with you for the ESL Challenger Atlanta North American Closed Qualifier. Winner will go to the good old ATL and play on LAN. Join M80 as the hometown heroes against a slew of international competition. The loser, nothing but commiserations. And Wildcard are 6 rounds away from claiming that spot. No kit for the CT side pistol, something we have said quite often, Nate. But The dualies in cave. This is where things can go horribly wrong for NRG here. Sonic 1, Susp 1. The dualies are popping off, but Fozy has fallen. In comes the rotation and the lurk from OC, not yielding anything, but Sonic a pair more. 3 on the round, and OC falls to Susp. It's all dual Berettas and all Wildcard as they win both pistols and now move further. And actually, no, they lost the first pistol, but they still end up with a half victory. Now they win the critical CT half pistol. NRG are running out of racetrack.
Running out of racetrack, running out of rope. The analogy is the same. You need to win rounds. No ifs, ands, or buts at this stage. 4 MP9s and an M4 for Wildcard. NRG, because they didn't even get the bomb plant, they're going to save. Full Glocks, 1 flash on automatic. Lined up for a mid-pop. Hoping that someone gets close. Of course, no one is. Sonic just fighting at range with the M4, gets the spot, won't commit. Just run as clean as possible. Wildcard. Ideally, let the SMGs harvest a bit of money. Fozy finding 1. M4, Sonic as well finding 1. Sonic a second, Sonic a third. Fozy the final. 5 between them. Succinct and clean. All 5 surviving. 9-5. Bonus for Wildcard in round 15.
A bonus which can still yield a round victory as well with the MP9s. You cannot count them out. Saw Stanislaw win a few long-range duels with the MP9 on Ancient, or Anubis, actually, rather. And we've seen that throughout the course of this qualifier. The MP9's doing well. Somehow, some way, the MP9 always avoids nerfs. When the nerfs come down, P250 gets nerfed, Tech 957 gets nerfed. The MP9, which has arguably been one of the most overpowered gun in the game for its price point, has not really been touched at all. Apparently Valve think it's fine, but Hex is making noise. How have you not been heard? Sus will finally flick around to get that kill, but there's a trade potential coming through. Fozy will pop on through, and Sonic uses the M4 to take out Breeze as well. The MP9s now turn to AKs. The bomb works to B, but it's a 2-man hold now for NRG. Wildcard bringing it back on the rotations. 2 kits in utility, 3 players streaming in CT. A smoke may not be in time to keep them at bay either. They'll push through. Nitro's lineup levels it at 2-2. This now opens up the round in the favor of NRG. JBA late on the rotation, but they both have kits. They're both coming through. Up to Fozy now on that first point of contact. JBA's Molotov can help out as well. Smoke goes high. Flashbang in. Fozy pushing through. Is the timing right on the flash? Fozy in. 1 player down and blind. OC around the pillar. Spammed by 1. Fozy finishes. 10 rounds for Wildcard. The bonus converted. And NRG, they have no timeouts if memory serves me right. What can they do to get back into this game down by 5 and now losing to the bonus?
What can they do is a great question. Because no matter what, even when they're given an opportunity, a lineup for Nitro to get it to a 2 versus 2, they still can't quite get it across the line. Wildcard looking indomitable, untouchable on this CT side now. Tactical timeout is used. You mentioned you thought they had none left. They used 2, not 3. This is the last timeout. They are going all in. Off the back of the loss bonus, the kill money, and of course the bomb plant. They will cobble something together. 3 Galils, an AK. Nitro can either go for the AK or prioritize utility with a Galil. I'd guess he's going to go for the AK because he had a decent map for himself. Wildcard, though. Full rifles for them. NRG don't win this, it's curtains. No other way to put it. It'll be 11-5. They'll have no money. Likely 12-5. And from there, you can't reliably win 7 in a row to come back just to overtime. Simply not a realistic spot to be in.
Even now, it's becoming very bleak for NRG. They're going back for another 4 spy. They're not going to let things slide just yet, but their 4 spies have not been successful as of late. It was a bit different on the CT side, sure, but what makes them think that it's going to be any different on the T side, where utility is even more important for the takes? You have to hit your shots, which you have arguably your best player at 5 kills. Your in-game leader is leading the charge, and speaking of Hexed, he's gone down again early on to Stanislaw and Cave. The Molotov's not going to force Stan away from anything. He'll continue to hold, running out of ammunition, but not allowed to reload. Still with the USP. Dinks down, Breeze very low. OC a couple of kills to bring this back, but he is traded out by JBA in due turn. Automatic on A, but it's just a yin-yang around Fozy. And Automatic's made noise. Fozzy's heard it. He knows what's happening. JBA, nice flick onto Breeze and the bomb in Jaguar. Automatic, 58 HP.
Known to be flanking as well.
Yep, I don't even know if it's a dream. Nope, more like a nightmare.
I was worried that Sus wouldn't be ready for him to be so close, but pulls out the gun in time, gets the kill. Automatic not expecting that player to be so ready. 11-5. 2 rounds away from booking their spot at ESL Challenger Atlanta. 2 away from dashing the dreams of NRG. They already dashed once at the ORMR. Might be dashed yet again in this qualifier. Pistols for this T side. They're going for overtime. It's a half buy. Tech 9s, armor, Mac 10s, and a lone hero Deeg for the Opper. Aggression up Snake is the call. Will they go middle? Will they go cave? That's the question. It looks like cave and a B split is the name of the game. 3 defenders here, though. Going to be a very difficult site to crack open. Sus opens it up. Stanislav finds a second, a third with combined fire from Sonic, a fourth onto the player caught in the smoke. OC the last with the Deagle in a 1 versus 5. At this point, best case is 1 or maybe 2 kills, but even that is highly unlikely.
1 kill would be great. 2 kills would be fantastic. 3 kills, phenomenal. But that's only for the individual stats. The fact of the matter is, Wildcard have punched a 12th. They only need 1 more. 7 match points. 7 rounds to qualify for ESL Challenger Atlanta.
7 opportunities. Spray is wild for Fozzy, but he reins it in. Quick end and clean as well. 5 in a row for Wildcard on this second half. They have not let NRG get the ball rolling whatsoever. In fact, the ball has gone further down the hill. The Sisyphean effort at this point for NRG. OC does have an op in hand. AK surrounding. Pretty good utility. But again, 7 in a row unanswered is what's required. And that's required solely for overtime, not even the map victory. Meanwhile, Wildcard have lots of money in the bank, will not let off the gas. There'll be no respite for quite a while for NRG. The question is, can they even get past this first hurdle? Hex tagged and bagged by Stanislav, the IGL, in towards Jaguar. All 4 remaining NRG players outside of B. While there's not many CT defenders on the site proper, they're still set up well for a site retake.
Susp has a flash delay. He's going to get pushed in by Nitro, too. Win that first fight, the A4 is plentiful, and the aim is working well for Susp as he'll double down to Automatic 2 and Cubby. Bomb plants coming through for NRG, OC, and Breeze to try and hold this down, but there's 5 men on the retake. Utility plentiful. A dink onto Breeze, although he gets 1. Susp another from back cube, and Sonic with the last. Wildcard qualify for ESL Challenger Atlanta.
Massive victory for Wildcard in the series, making it quick and succinct as well. Yesterday, if you recall, we saw the very same pair of matchups, and they were both belabored and long. Both went the distance. It was 3 maps for NRG Nouns and Wildcard NRG. Roll it to today. It's the same victors in both respective matchups. NRG besting